Like you said, he's got 3 rings, right? And just to clarify, none of those rings are with Toronto, right?
Is Fraser Minton going to have more points than Slavkovsky this year? Fraser Minton sucks at hockey. This guy might not even be an NHLer, so we got to settle down on that one.
Adelaide, no. Minus 160 on will they show her holding a drink in her hand.
They are 2 points behind the St. Louis Blues in the wild card, and they are.
Oh, the Blues are dog water. The Blues suck. The Blues are the worst of those 4 teams that I mentioned by a mile.
And
they're not a good hockey team.
Care, like have some set of balls, have some response, have some pride for what the hell goes on the ice. It's so absurd.
I'm looking forward to the parade, but that's going to be later in the year.
I'd rather have so money in that than have Arbor Soderblom. I would rather stack a bunch of garbage that I have in the corner of my room over here than have Arbor Soderblom in that. He's
March 11th, welcome back to Edgework presented by Stacks. I'm Zack Phillips, joined here on this Monday morning to kick things off post-trade deadline with So Money Sports and Alex B. Smith. So we'll dig into today's 4 NHL games. We'll answer some questions from the chat. But before we can get into any of that, I want to remind people that if you haven't already, please make sure to head on over and sign up at Stacks. Stacks is a betting exchange, and if you're sick of getting limited and profiled, it's a unique sports betting exchange that offers higher limits and better profiling. Stacks offers a fair and real-time marketplace for users to bet on the outcome of sporting events, offering better odds in a peer-to-peer marketplace. Stacks is the best option for anyone who wants to wager on live sports. Make sure to add Stacks today to your list of outs and sign up now. Get commission-free trading when you do sign up. The option is yours at Stacks. So make sure to head on over there, check on that. And I see some questions coming in the chat as well. So we'll grab some of those and answer some of those towards the end. Alex, you saw it in the opening. We talked about Arvid Soderblom and how you'd rather have so money in net. Does that statement still hold true for you?
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about a goaltender who, despite getting a victory yesterday, that's now his 6th win in the NHL in 39 starts. So his record 6-30-3 the last 2.5 seasons. Like I always say, a blind squirrel finds a nut and a broken clock is right twice a day. So, yeah, he had a great game, and it was mostly predicated by the fact that Connor Bedard had a legendary moment. One of the first times we could truly say that he took over that team, put them on his back, and carried them to victory, along with Colin Blackwell, who got a hat trick, first of his career, a guy who was happy that he was not moved during the trade deadline and was looking to hopefully stay in Chicago. I think he should be rewarded with a contract extension, especially playing that well. So great win for the Hawks. Arvid Soderblom gets another victory, first of several, it seems, in this league. And, the Hawks continue to tank, but good win for the fans over there at home yesterday evening.
Well, so many of you had a little bit of a different weekend, still a little bit of panic maybe creeping in there in Vancouver after what we saw with Thatcher Demko on Saturday night.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to be out for a few games, and we're not making any more parade jokes. It was he went out and like it just took the air out of the building. Like it just that was tough to see, because it's one of those things that if Demko is out, the Canucks are not winning a series. It's just the way it is. So hope, like, on the bright side, we were saying that we do need to get Demko some time off. So maybe the silver lining here is that he's going to get some time off, maybe 2-3 games, recover, and then he won't hit the 60 game mark by the end of the season. And again, hopefully the Canucks can still win the division.
How much of this do you think has to do with the parade comments versus the Vegas LTIR comments?
I think that it has a lot to do with the parade comments. I sometimes get overexcited because I haven't had anything to cheer about for almost a decade now. So going forward, we will not be making any more parade jokes. I would like to make that announcement right now.
All right. Well, let's get into the betting. Let's get into today's picks as well. But before we do, do have to kind of highlight a little bit of what happened on the weekend for us. And when I say highlight, I guess for the show, it was a little bit of a low light there. 0-4-1 on our Saturday best bets that were given out according to the BetStamp app. They're checking that in this morning, or checking in on that this morning. So now 282, 289, and 12 on the season. That's 584 bets, a 4% ROI. We are up 23 units still on the year. I will continue to push along there and try to grow that back up and start to head back in the right direction. But yeah, a little bit of a tough night for us on Saturday night. So looking to turn that around here today with 4 NHL games on the schedule. And let's start here with the Rangers-Devils game for tonight. So New York hosting the Devils. Rangers currently sitting -147, best price available over on Stacks. We're seeing +135 as well on Stacks on the other side at New Jersey, and a total of 6.5 right across the board. So, Money, what are your thoughts on where we're currently seeing pricing on this game, whether it be the side or the total?
Yeah, so New Jersey, since Travis Green took over, it's been a couple of games. We thought that there would be more of an emphasis on team defense. We did see that in the St. Louis game, and of course against the Hurricanes, they kind of reverted back to what they were before. But that's against Carolina, right? Whose offensive prowess right now, they're on fire right now. So I'm not going to hold the game against Carolina against the Devils too much right now. I still think that at 6.5, again, if I'm right, then this will be a low scoring game. And the Rangers, for their part, Rangers, we are seeing the last few games now, they are starting to focus more on defense right now. So this is one of those games where I think 2 weeks ago we would have seen a 6.5 and we would have been fine with it. But going forward, the way that these two teams are playing, I think 6.5 up to -115 on the under is where I bet it.
So up to -115, which is widely available. You can grab a couple of -110s out there as well. We will do that here on the show. Grab that best price, under 6.5, -110. Alex B, you got anything to add for best bets in this game?
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that look with So Money with the full game under, but I'm looking more toward the Rangers getting goals here in this spot. You got the Devils, obviously the trades that they made, they did not necessarily improve their goaltending situation much. Nico Dawes is now their number one starter. They bring in Kaapo Kakkonen and also bring in Jake Allen from Montreal. That's just about as bad as the spot they were in before those trades were made. So I like Rangers team total over 3.5. You get a plus price over there at Pinnacle, anywhere within that $1.10 range. So I like it all the way up to laying $1.10 here for a full unit. Rangers should be able to get 4. We've seen them 3 of the last 4 meetings against the Devils. They've been able to get 5 goals exactly. So hoping for 4 or more here with the blue shirts.
All right, there you go. 2 best bets locked in this first game of the day. 3 more to go. We will recap all the picks that we give out at the very end of the show as well. If you do want to see where we're at throughout the course of the season, weeks, whatever you want to double check the record that I'm giving out to you guys, you can find that all over in the BetStamp app in the Find Better section as Edgework HQ as well. All third-party verified on every play that's tracked within that app. And just to continue to be transparent and accountable there. So, Money, when it comes to this game, I'm going to mess this name up, but P.O. Dale, would under still be good if Quick is in net? Rangers in Carolina tomorrow, so might save Shesterkin for that one. Is this still okay for you?
Yeah, so the under is still okay, but of course you will get a better price if Quick is confirmed. So yeah, I think that's a good point. Just wait, and I will still play the under with Quick, but yeah, you'll get a better price on the under with him.
All right, move on here. Next game, we'll take a look at the Boston Bruins hosting the St. Louis Blues. Boston -225. Best price on St. Louis there, +203. Totals of 5.5. Some 6s out there still right now as well. Looks like it's heading in the direction of those 5.5s. Alex B, going to you first here on this game. Where do you kind of sit at right now? Do you have any interest?
I don't have anything in play right now. As far as interest goes, my natural gut is to lean always, at least lately, with the draw involving the Boston Bruins. They're a team that plays tight. We've seen them with the most overtime losses in the league so far. That's the thing. They got to figure out how to play well once they get out of regulation. Figure out how to get those wins in OT, those wins in the shootout, because it looks like those points, they're keeping them afloat for now. But if you find another team that ends up getting some wins and they can't, secure that second point down the stretch, that could loom costly, especially when they're trying to get home ice, possibly in that series against Toronto. So, leaning toward a draw, but nothing official as of right now.
All right, well, nothing official from Alex B to lock in. So, Money, is there anything for you as we continue to watch this total move towards that 5.5 across the market?
Can we bring up the board again on the total?
Yes.
So I did play under 6, but I played it at minus 121. So plus money 5.5. Yeah, so can't do it. Just reading that comment there. So a couple of things. The Blues, they are starting to play like kind of what we expected them to be like for most of the season. They can't generate anything. Defensively, they're not that bad. I think that's also helped a lot by their goaltending. Whereas Boston, they've really the last week or so, they've really turned up their play. And of course, when Boston's playing well, that means that that their defense is on point. And we're seeing that right now where they've really tightened it up. So I do like the under here, but 5.5 is tough for me to get here. If we do tick back up to 6, that's where I have it. So if you do have access to a 6 up to minus 121 or a 5.5, that would be plus 108 to 109. That is where I would see this game.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, as it is with the market right now, it's just gonna be a little out of reach. We saw 1.6 on the board, but obviously not widely available. And then in terms of where that 5.5 plus money was, just not quite within range for us there to jump on. So continue to move on. Third game of the day. We are motoring through these here, boys. So if anyone in the chat does have questions, make sure to continue to send those along. We'll try to answer them as we go throughout. I know that there was some questions about future stuff, so we'll try to answer those as well at the end. But next up, the Washington Capitals head on the road to take on the Winnipeg Jets. Washington plus 182. We see the Jets minus 200, and this one painted right across the market at 5.5. So Money, where do you come in on this game, and do you got a bet for us?
Yeah, no, I don't right now. I think that they should be heavy favorites, especially after they got called out in their last game. So, but up to minus 200, of course, I'm not going to be betting that at this point. They do have some injuries. The Jets do that we need to keep an eye on. So I think that for now I'll pass. That 5.5, that sticks out to me because Washington totals don't deserve to be 5.5s right now. The only problem is that it's already juiced on the over. So if the over, if we can get a flat 5.5 on the over, that's the way that I would be looking. But for now, I've got nothing on this game.
All right, fair enough. As Alex B, you got anything for us here?
No, this is probably a game I look to try to attack live. Like I said, I would like to grab Winnipeg in regulation here in this spot, but like I said, this has already been kind of baked into the price. The fact that Bonus called everybody out, so no one showed up in the last game, so they're going to be gunning for it. So I would be probably looking at some smaller items involving the Jets, but it's going to be something in game. I hope for maybe a seeing eye shot to go in for Washington first and maybe knock that line down and try to adjust something in price. But Winnipeg should be able to kind of right the ship here, get things rolling, and if they're focused here in this game, this should be a pretty one-sided victory for them.
All right, final game of the night here. We'll take a look at here, gentlemen. The LA Kings hosting the New York Islanders. The Kings minus 136. Again, best price available there at Stacks. The rest of the market, if you're looking at this one up on the BetStamp app, you can see it out minus 149s, minus 150s there for the Kings. You look on the other side, the Islanders plus 136 at DraftKings, so you could see a little discrepancy in the market there. And then 5.5s, some 6s out there as well right now. Alex B, anything for us in this game?
Yeah, I like the over 5.5 here in this game. And, this is our Islanders team. We've been seeing them, getting the goals rolling. Of course, they put up a big number last night against the Anaheim Ducks. And that's a Lucas Dostal that's been playing fairly good hockey. Probably the only Anaheim Duck that's been playing some consistent hockey of late. Of course, the guys that they had traded away, so that team's gotten even weaker. But, Kings still a bit shaky and iffy on the back end. I could see where goals traded back and forth here. So give me that over 5.5 to be a half unit play.
All right, half unit over 5.5 minus 118 there. So money. Is there anything to add into this game for yourself?
So slight disagreement here. I did play the under 6, but I played it at minus 122. Now, Islanders are scoring, but against Anaheim, San Jose, St. Louis, Detroit, they had a game in there against Boston where they scored 5, but that was a game where I don't necessarily think Boston played poorly defensively. I think there was a lot of luck involved in that game for the Islanders to get the 5 goals. So I think that while they are scoring, I think we need to adjust for the opponent there as well. The Kings, on the other hand, the Kings have been, from their game scores, they have been playing well defensively. Again, the problem with the Kings, though, is that even though their game scores indicate that that they shouldn't be giving up as many goals as they do, the problem is their goaltending a lot of times is below average. So for that reason, it wasn't anything big on the under, but I did play the under 6 in this game.
All right, yeah, and you can see there are some of those still out there. Some sitting at minus 120 as well, minus 122s, minus 125s. We do grab that over 5.5, minus 118 at a half unit there as well. But that'll do it for our games today. Now, gentlemen, we did see a question here earlier on from Raise It 77. Morning, boys. Can we get a futures update at some point in the show? Yes, Raise It. You can get that right now. Alex B, anything that you have added? Are you going to be adding to your futures portfolio? You see the trade deadline shape out. Watch some of the markets move a little bit there. Was there anything that you were looking to play, or is there anything that you did play over the weekend, or kind of just holding strong on what you had already?
No, just holding strong now. I just like to utilize this trade deadline time to time to see where teams are formulating, especially the teams that are we know we're going to make the playoffs, right? So all the top tier division teams, everybody who seems to be comfortably in a spot as of right now, just to see where these new players gel into the lineup, where everything kind of settles and shakes out, and what their form is going into the playoffs to kind of give me an idea of what I'm looking for with first round series. I do a lot of series plays in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. A lot of number of games, different kind of props within that. So that's what I use the trade deadline information for. Not so much for long-term futures like winning the conference or winning the cup.
Was there any adjustment from you at all, so money, any way that you started to kind of maybe corner some markets out there?
Yeah, so I was looking at the Demko injury. I did make a play on the Vezina. So I do have I do have a Demko ticket, but so the Jets, I've made no secret of the fact that I'm not high on the Jets. I think that they're going to start struggling here, and if that's the case, then Hellebuck might have a tough time here. Demko, even if he misses a couple of games down the stretch, he's going to get less starts as well. So I got Bobrovsky at 6.5 to 1. So I got him plus 650. This is one of those things where, I mean, why not, right? Like if I feel that Demko is going to miss starts, he's going to get days off. Hellebuck is going to be he's going to struggle. Like if I'm right about the Jets, then I think that opens a path for for Bobrovsky to get the Vezina. So I just added that in addition to the Demko ticket that I already have.
And that makes
All
a lot
right.
of sense too, because all you need is Florida to get on a hot run. We saw how they did at the end of last season. You get 7-1 in the last 8 starts for Bobrovsky, and he's more than likely going to be a finalist out of those 3. That's some pretty good value. So nice look there.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for us on today's show. That is 4 games gone through there. Some future updates for you guys. I don't think there's anything else that we've got going on. And in terms of where we're at with our teams, I mean, don't ask me, don't ask So Money and Alex B. As long as they continue to play hard and lose games, I think he'll be happy over there. So, yeah, that's kind of the trend for the remainder of the season with us here. As for the show and the picks that we're giving out today, if you do want to see what we did give out, you can find that over in the BetStamp app. Find Better section as Edgework HQ. But just a quick recap of the 3 best bets that we do have here. First, we are going to go to the Rangers-Devils game. We're taking the Rangers team total over 3.5 plus 102. We're also going to go to the game total under 6.5 minus 110 there. And then in the Islanders-LA Kings game, over 5.5 minus 118 for a half unit on that one. So those are our 3 best bets for today's games. If you did enjoy the show, please make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe here to the Edgework HQ YouTube channel. Turn on notifications, whether it's live streams, watch-alongs, game previews, any of that kind of stuff. You can find that all right here. We will have 5 more remaining watch-alongs coming up throughout the rest of the season, so you're going to want to see those. You're going to want to have notifications on so that you don't miss them. If you do happen to miss morning announcements, or if you missed it on our Twitter account, whatever it is, you're going to want to make sure you turn notifications on so that you don't miss anything. But we appreciate everyone who tuned in here today. Alex, So Money, appreciate you guys taking the time to do this as always. We'll see you guys back here throughout the rest of the week on some of the different days. For everyone else, look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Enjoy the games. Good luck on your bets.